Welcome to the Military Minute Podcast. I'm Mike Jennings, your host, and this episode is sponsored by Lockheed Martin. Corporate grade thanks Lockheed Martin for their support in our mission to connect employment opportunities, business opportunities, and educational opportunities with the military community from the entry level to the C-suite. Today, we're going to talk about the 10 things that every employer wants that also apply to the military veteran. So, why is this important? Because every military veteran needs to understand what is in their background that is actually a sellable attribute to an employer. And there are certain things about the military environment and the military process and the people who join the service that is common to success in life after the military. So, number one, first and foremost is that we serve in an all-volunteer force. We have not had a draft since the early 1970s. Since then, the entire U.S. military has been 100% voluntary. When I first came in the service in the mid to late 1980s, there were still a few cases of judges who would deal with some wayward young man and say, look, you can either go to jail or you can go to the service. But even those have all passed by a long time ago. And so our military recognizes that in order for us to meet our goals as a nation, we have to recruit and develop the best of American society. And therefore, they've created, instead of drafts, incentives to have you join. But in the end, when you join active duty service, you are still volunteering to do something hard. I know every single person who is a military veteran or serving on active duty, listening to this podcast or watching us, has had a friend who has told you, I couldn't do what you do. And they're probably right. They couldn't. So because you have volunteered to do something harder than other people have, that actually has created a positive mark on your character and on your background. This, by the way, is the same reason why difficult academic programs in college also lead to higher success when people choose a difficult degree program. Number two, the military veteran learns from day one the importance of showing up on time. Among the number one thing we hear from employers that is a frustration for them is having a very cavalier attitude towards showing up for work and the importance of being present and where you're supposed to be. Showing up on time, or actually 3, 5, 15 minutes early, is a hallmark of the military culture. And if you have adapted that to you, you have an advantage. Number three, the ability to be trained. The services take everybody coming from the civilian life and brings them in, shaves our head or cuts our hair in some way, shape, or form, and immediately starts us into a training program where we have to learn the military life, we have to learn the jargon, we have to learn how to do what we're doing, and then you're taught some type of a vocation. And the services are better at doing this than anybody else in the world. But the fact that military veterans categorically not only are trained as part of the process, but trained throughout our services and have a desire to continue to be trained and developed after the service is a positive attribute. Number four, military veterans understand the importance of personal appearance. We know what grooming looks like. We understand how to wear a uniform. We understand how to present ourselves, understand what good posture looks like. All of those things are important to civilians, especially if you're in a role that is going to be in front of either internal employees or certainly customers of the general public. Number five, the military is a new culture. Unless you grew up as a child of a service member, the military culture is a different way of living than what most of us do freedom as civilians. So learning how to work within that military culture and to adapt to the processes that are inside of that culture that you have to do, including the essence of safety requirements, standard operating procedures, working from written instructions, all of those things are all part of the military world that is desired to employers. Number six, military recruits from all over the country, from people from all kinds of backgrounds, and even some foreign nationals. And therefore, the service members learn how to work with people from different cultures and different backgrounds, and we come together as an organization in pursuit of the overall goal, and we learn how to work together with people. Even if we only grew up in an isolated area, the service brings us together and helps us to work for the common good. Number 7, mission orientation. The services are an organization that by its very nature has a mission, and that going out and accomplishing the mission is job one. The object of a military leader, though taking care of people and developing people and all of the things that we learn in leadership training is good, the number one point of the existence of the military is to go out and accomplish whatever mission we've been assigned. Get it done. Speaking of leadership, the leadership and influence skills that we develop in the service are important. Many people still don't understand how important true influential leadership is in the service today. Remembering that we are an all-volunteer force. Nobody is going to stay past their enlistment if they're not being led by really good leaders that they can follow. Nobody's going to accomplish the mission unless they're led by leaders that they trust. And so much of that is important in today's military. Though it is true, we always have the backing of the Uniform Code of Military Justice behind our rank insignia. In the end, we have all been taught in the military that our objective is to get people to buy into what we're doing and to earn the trust of the people in our care, to have them follow us, that in a moment of crisis, if we say, go take that hill, they trust us, and they take that order and they go execute it. Leading to this is number 9. The military teaches respect for authority. The rank structure and how we address people who are senior to us, either in the enlisted or the officer ranks, is an understanding of respect for authority and how we speak to people. This becomes particularly important in the company setting, the government setting, or in customer-facing settings. Understanding how to show proper respect to somebody who is in a position of authority is, again, a hallmark of the military experience. And number 10, perhaps more than anything else, if there is one thing that comes with volunteering for service, doing something hard, setting aside your personal liberties to live under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, to having to deploy, having to give up control of where it is that you're going to live for sake of the service, is the buy-in to the mission. Employers love to hire employees who are bought into what they are doing. And this one will not come naturally to you as a civilian, but it is something that you will want to do. One of the things that service members miss when they leave the service is a sense of mission, but this is one of the things that you can actually cultivate yourself and buy into the mission of what your organization does to make the world a better place, to advance the objectives of whatever the organization is for the good. And when you're buying into that mission and you're talking to an employer about how you bought into what you did in the service, and that the same way you're looking to buy into another company and the mission that they're doing, you will be absolutely speaking their language. So these are 10 things that every military person can leverage to help beat the competition. Now, that doesn't change the fact that you still have to be qualified for a position. You don't have to be the most qualified person for the position. You just have to be qualified in most cases to where an employer says within 90 days, can I expect that this person will be competent in the role that I'm hiring them for? If that is the case, you will hear employer after employer after employer say, I would much rather have a motivated person with the right character qualities, the right communication skills, the right attitude, than somebody who has all of the skills and the experience that I'm looking for and none of the character qualities. So remember that and use that and be encouraged, because that will help you have success, not only in the transition, but for the rest of your life.
Thanks for joining the Military Minute. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts so you're notified when a new episode is released. Is there a topic or conversation you want discussed here on the show? Send it to me at scott.cunningham@militaryminute.us.